You're $4,000 more than the other roofer. How do you overcome this objection? Well, that's exactly what I'll be teaching you in this video. Now, I'm not teaching you this through theory. I'm teaching you this in a new way, through role play, before and after. See, in the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance in our private app, I put up this post that said, submit your role play video for feedback and critique. So what you are about to watch in this video is the real unfolding of the first round of videos that I was given. Then you're going to watch my reaction video. It's about 4 minutes long as I go into great detail, breaking down not only what went wrong, but what can be done better and the psychological reasons for doing so. Then you're going to stick around all the way till the end, and you're going to see them submit round 2 right there. You're going to witness the transformation right before your eyes, so you'll leave this video knowing exactly how to overcome the objection. You're $4,000 more expensive. So let's get started.
All right, Harvey. Yeah, I appreciate everything you did. Presentation was great. It's just at this point, you know, we've had a couple other estimates come through, and we were about $4,000 higher.
4,000?
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. So right now it's a money situation. It sounds like we are $4,000 more. I can assure you it's happened before. Matter of fact, down the street, I was with Peggy down the street, and we were $4,000 more. But she showed me the competition's estimate. And I went line by line on that estimate, and I noticed there's some differences, and I can notice they actually cut corners. If you don't mind, would you be willing to go ahead and show me that estimate, and you and I could go line by line, and maybe overcome the fact that we are higher, maybe show you that there is a reason why we are higher? Is that fair enough?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You probably had your own critique of that role play, didn't you? Because we can't help but to observe others. When we do it from the right lens, it helps us get even better. So what you're about to watch right here is the real live feedback, the actual feedback that I submitted to this team. You can see exactly what I had to say and how it matched up to what you had to say. Let's roll. Harvey and squad, kudos on being vulnerable and doing this. I'm going to put together the feedback for all 3 of you together. The videos I started to produce were longer than I can upload. That's why I'm doing it here. So first and foremost, what's the thing that you notice between these 3 still images? I'm going to guess body language. So when we practice, do sales practice or role play, we want to do it in a way that is very similar to how we would be in the real world. Not just similar, but as exact as we can. And I'm going to guess that when we're in the home, we're not going to be leaning back, because this gives off a vibe that we're uncomfortable and or like the too cool for school type vibe. Lean in, be confident, and be present, okay? Number 2, the common theme that I saw was a justification of the price way too soon. So we can correct that by how we end handling the objection with the O. But before I address that, I want to talk about how we reassure folks. You did a great job on this right here, saying, hey, you know, let's let this play out. You're about $4,000 more. Are you okay with that? Sure. I can appreciate that. Sounds like you've got other estimates already. So again, great work, and great to acknowledge, hey, and to take that a step further, hey, I'm really glad you're doing your homework and getting other estimates. Sounds like we're more than the other guy, and you want a fair value at a fair price. You don't want to be overpaying. So again, that's reassuring. That's telling them what they're thinking. Put yourself in their shoes. And anytime we practice reassuring, just tell people what they think. And don't be afraid of telling them exactly what they're thinking, which is, I want to get estimates. I don't want to overpay. Now, when it comes to overcoming, everybody did the same thing, which was trying to justify the price. Hey, why don't you grab the other estimate? We'll go line by line. I'll show you how much better ours is. Instead, we want to create a knowledge gap first. So how do we do that? We can say something like, hey, you know, I totally understand. Sounds like we're a little bit more than the other estimates. My guess is you guys have been shopping around. You want to find a fair value. You don't want to be overpaying. You want to come in and stand behind their work. Now, my concern is how another contractor could come in $4,000 less. How are they able to get this roof done for $4,000 less? And again, when we ask that question, how is the other contractor able to come in $4,000 under us? What'll likely happen is the homeowner will say, I don't know, they just said they could, it's on their estimate. At this point, instead of asking, we can take the challenger approach and a very direct approach, say, hey, that's great. Why don't you grab the other estimate and I'll go through them side by side with you so we can identify what's different about each estimate, and you can make an informed decision whether it's with me or someone else. And you notice how I disarm them, right? Whether it's with me or someone else. And again, when we loop this all together, number one, work on our posture and body language to have one of a commanding presence and authority and attentive listening. Number two, tell them what they're likely thinking. Hey, you're getting estimates, you're shopping around, you want to find a fair value, you don't want to overpay. Number three, what alarms me is how someone could come in $4,000 less. How could they come in $4,000 less than us? And then again, that's when they're going to say, oh, well, I don't really know. Say, hey, listen, how about this? Why don't you grab the other estimate right now? Let's go through them side by side so we can understand the differences. I'll walk you through that whether you decide to work with me or someone else. And that level of disarming them, when you say whether you work with me or someone else, we'll say, hey, well, I got nothing to lose. I'll grab it. And now we're able to bring the other estimate out. Now, one pro tip, at the very beginning of your appointment, if you state your mission and purpose, I'll be adding this to the closing strategy soon, which is these three things. My mission is number one, to understand your roof and your needs. Number two is to show you your options. And number three is to help you make a decision, even if it's not with me. So if we open our appointment with that mission and purpose, at the very end, it becomes really easy for us to say, hey, remember at the beginning, I told you my mission and purpose was to help you make a decision, even if it's not with me. Why don't you go ahead and grab those other estimates? That way we can go through them side by side. You can understand the differences and make a decision, even if it's not with me. Hope this helps, gents. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks again for being brave and doing this. We all grow stronger together. Appreciate you guys. Great work.
And this is how they integrated that feedback. Pay attention to the difference.
Hey, Harvey, I just wanted to take the time to thank you. I've gathered up some other estimates, and you're about $4,000 higher than a couple of your competitors.
So it sounds like we're a little higher. And you obviously want to go with somebody that offers the best value for the best price and have the right contractor do the work. My concern is this: how is that other contractor $4,000 less? That's a lot.
That's strange.
I tell you what, why don't you go ahead and go get that other estimate? And of course, you could go with me, you go with them, but together we'll go through it line by line and see what the difference between us and those other guys.
That'd be great. Let me go get that.
Pretty darn wild, wasn't that? The before and after, all from getting direct feedback. Imagine what you and your team could do with direct feedback from myself and other leaders inside the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, either through our private app and discussion board or our live interactive training sessions. The leadership team, including John Senac and Dashaun Bryant and Kody Landals and Jim Ahlin and myself, to help you and your team continually sharpen the axe and get more sales. If you want to join us in the trenches, there's a link in the description, or you can go to rsra.org/join. You can learn more and set up a private tour, but note, it is not for everybody. All members are required to take a pledge, and if you violate that pledge, you will be kicked out and denied re-entry. So click the link in the description right now to learn more and see if it's right for you and your team. I'd love to see you inside. Hey, thanks for joining me in this video. Just because our time here is about to wrap doesn't mean ours needs to. I got a little bit more for you, so hang tight. If you haven't yet done it, jump into my free training center right now. There's absolutely no catch, and there's bingeable content for everyone from the new hire to the seasoned owner. Or hang with me here on YouTube. I've hand-selected another video for you on objection handling that I think you're gonna love. So we'll roll into that, and I'll see you in the next one.